So, the final race of the day here at Clay Pigeon, it is Junior Rotax, race 25. The starting lineup led by championship leader Brandon Carr, Pearson Bullock Carter. For Jackson Motorsport on the outside of row number 1, Ethan Jeff Hall and Jez Williams on row 2.
Vinnie Phillips will go from row 3 with Harry Linden alongside. Neo Clark for the Thule Motorsport team will start on row 4 with Charlie Hart next to him.
Harrison Crowther and Aditya Kulkarni are on row number 5 with Mikey Porter and Ollie Stevens on row 6.
Harry Hannum and Reg Hayward will go from row 7. William Atribus and Daniel Sabula will go from row 8.
Row 9, Evie Poulain and Reese Lomax. The top 20 rounded up by Gustav Usakovs and Aaron Fall.
Reza Seaworthy and the English champion will go from row 11 with George Donald alongside. Daniel Tribe and Joseph Rippin will start from row 12.
Ewan Charman, Stephen Duncan, Leo Purchase and Angus Scrivener are up next.
Tommy Harfield and Danny Shields will go from row 15, rounding out the top 30. Jack Cooper and Alex Duncan on row 16.
Final row of the grid, Ben Folland and Gabe Fairbrother, neither of whom start at the final. Now, 2 bits of breaking news.
Ooh.
Harry the Lion Hannum is going to go forward here, inspired by his dad's 1992 corporate kart victory here on this very bit of hallowed ground. Dan Hannum, I've checked, I think he is that one corporate race win, which he got out of the B final, and one of the pro karts here in 1992, is in the Hall of Fame here at Clay Pigeon. The second bit of trivia, who or what is Billy's Blind named after? Well, in 1960, when karts were little more than tea trays on wheels, tyres were about as narrow as your little finger and made of wood and literally tried to actively hurt you at every corner, the very, very first driver who had the testicular fortitude to go flat out from top bend all the way down to the bottom end of the circuit at turn 2 was Billy Graham.
There you go.
So they called it Billy's Blind because the corner entry is blind, and he was the first driver to do this bit here, flat out. And you think, why, I mean, don't forget, back in those days, the speeds may not be quite as high, they were still pretty quick, but again, the tyres, actively trying to injure you at every corner because they had zero grip.
Yes.
So we've got 2 rolling up laps here. So that is what or who Billy's Blind is named after. Now, there are 2 other famous Billies, Billy Grahams. Superstar Billy Graham, he was a wrestler back in the 70s, and of course the Reverend Billy Graham, the preacher. But, we're at the church of Clay Pigeons, Billy Graham, who sadly passed away a few years ago. But there we go, one of the earliest pioneers of karting here at Clay Pigeon. Here are the modern day pioneers, and here they come out of top bend. Brandon Carr, Pearson Bullock Carter, Ethan Jeff Hall and Jez Williams. Lights are out. We're off and racing down through Billy's Blind into turn 1. And, there's a lot of jostling there. Drivers running a little bit wide. They somehow all keep it straight. They're 3 wide into the chicane. Anyone bailing out over the grass? No.
That was a pretty solid start from the entire field there, I have to say, as they go through side by side through the S's for the first time. Always good to see. Down into the horseshoe for the first time, and they all start diving through, and again positions left, right and centre, 3 wide at the back of the grid, but everyone through the first lap cleanly will come down across the start finish line, and it will be Carr leading from Jeff Hall, Phillips, Bullock Carter, then it's Williams, Clark, Linden, Hart, Crowther, Porter and Kulkarni, the top 11.
Out of the S's, Carr leads. Now, he hasn't won a final so far this year. He's had 3 podiums, a third at PFI, a second at Larkhorn, a third at Warden Law. But he's desperate to win a race. Now, overtake is possible. The O-plate and the de facto European champion, Ethan Jeff Hall, is second. There is Gustav Usakovs, who took his first podium finish of his career at Warden Law. And I think that was an exhaust problem. He is out of the race. Vinnie Phillips, second in the championship, won the last round at Warden Law. There's the E-plate holder, Reza Seaworthy, running a little bit wide and losing a place or 2. So it's Carr, Jeff Hall, Phillips, Williams, Bullock Carter, Hart, Clark, Linden, Crowther and Kulkarni, your top 10. Reminder, Aditya Kulkarni excluded from qualifying, had to start each of his 2 heat races from 31st position.
So he's had a busy old weekend to try and climb back up the ladder, and so far he's doing a good job of it. Adita currently in P10. Scratch that, make that P9, so gaining another position. So making his way through the order. 13 minutes to go then, and like we're saying, we're starting to see drivers find their position on track now and are just going to work their way at trying to close those gaps. Jez Williams with the fastest lap of the race, currently in P4. You can just see him there behind Vinnie Phillips. Phillips, who you said, taking his first win at Warden Law at the last round as well.
Yep, the first win of the season.
Season,
first win of the season.
Yeah. We always said Vinnie Phillips' name.
2 years ago, Mini X30 champion Vinnie Phillips has got 6 wins in the British Championship overall. At the moment, Brandon Carr has padded his points lead to 37 points over Phillips. Charlie Hart is third in the standings as we run, but he is nearly 100 points back. So again, the title will be between Carr and Phillips, barring, of course, some form of divine intervention. And by that, there's some intervention. Okay.
Hey, hats off.
So we did not see the start of that, but we saw the end of it. And the end of it was Daniel Tribe helping push another driver back into the race. There'd obviously been a collision. The number 76 kart is off the side of the circuit as well of Aaron Full. But it was George Donald's, the Jackson Motorsport kart. So obviously there'd been a collision. Tribe felt that he was at fault, so he pushed his, the person back into the race to help him out. Which again is as sporting as you get. And now he gets back in. Will probably just cruise back to the pits to retire.
Probably.
So Carr has weathered the early storm. Jeff Hall and Phillips with Jez Williams and Bullock Carter are there, second, third, fourth and fifth. Carr leads by 0.4 of a second. Phillips coming under a little bit of pressure from Jez Williams. Now we talk about lack of overtaking. Last year, Saturday of last year, before the heavens opened, Jez Williams pulled off one of the single greatest passing manoeuvres I've seen. Passing Dan Ginchard flat out up the inside. Ginchard didn't let him through. Ginchard was coming across. Williams squeezed his car there, here, flat out, up the inside, through the centre of Billy's blind, and then made the move stick. It was absolutely breathtaking. So he is one driver that thinks to himself, well, I don't care if it's hard to overtake. If the wagon lets me, I will do it. So Vinnie Phillips cannot rest easy. Jez Williams, who won both the finals here as a Mini-Max driver in 2019 and has raced at Landau International Raceway, Global Home of World Motorsport, birthplace of champions, is where Jez Williams started his career. Well, actually, that's not true. He started at Little Mill Karting in Pontypool. New Inn in Pontypool. And that's the first time Little Mill Karting has ever been mentioned in the British Championship live stream. But then, when he started proper racing, he went to Landau. But then, like a lot of the drivers from Landau come to Clay Pigeon as well, because it's not far away, a couple of hours. So Williams does know his way around here in all conditions. There's Charlie Hart in number 10 being hassled by Neo Clark. That's for 6th position. Harry Linden, I can't call him Harry from Barry anymore, and Harry from Dennis just doesn't have the same ring to it.
It doesn't.
Harry from Dennis Powys, it is, boy. But he is there in 8th place. Then it's called Carney 9th and Crowther 10th.
Yeah.
Harry Hannum, sorry Anthony,
go on.
Harry Hannum, only 13th. That's 12 positions worse than his dad could do here.
So 9 minutes to go.
9 minutes to go. Now, Jarrett Clark, talking about Jarrett Clark moving up to juniors. Wasn't sure whether it was going to be X30 or Rotax. However, I know the class structure is changing, but that's a lot to do with cadets and mini. Junior will remain the same. And I have a feeling, I mean, obviously you've got the likes of Brandon Carr, I think Vinnie Phillips, Jez Williams are going to be looking at, but there's going to be so many people moving into juniors. I mean, we've got 47 this year, and there's still a lot of this current grid that are eligible to go to stay in juniors. But, certainly in Rotax is looking extremely healthy. And I think that junior Rotax next year will be even bigger and better. 50 entries this year. I think that there's the potential to improve on that next year. and the talent just keeps getting stronger and stronger and stronger as Brandon Carr extends his lead to 0.8 of a second. So, Brandon Carr, do you know, Anthony?
Probably not.
Do you know the last time Brandon Carr won a race in the British Karting Championship?
In either class?
In any class, in the modern era.
In the modern era?
In the modern era. I
don't.
It was Shennington in May of 2019 as an Army cadet. He won 2 of the first 3 rounds that year and hasn't won since. He has compiled no less than 8 podium finishes. But he won at PFI in April of 2019 and at Shennington in May of 2019 and hasn't won since. He has done everything but win, including, of course, his fantastic drive at Kartmasters in Junior X30. He finished second in the Junior Rotax Grand Prix. But he wants, if he's going to win a championship, he's trying to emulate Dan Ginchard and win both. But if he wants to win, there's a move from Neil Clark a little bit further back, and that is Neil Clark passing Harry Linden for 7th position. But, you know, Brandon Carr, he's desperate to win a race.
Yeah.
Got to get over the line and win one of these finals.
It's a brilliant song we can sing.
Really?
Crosses the line.
Oh, go on then. Please tell me.
Well, no,
Okay, you could leave me in suspense.
I'll leave you in suspense.
Okay,
You won't know the song. It's a very modern song.
Really?
Social media type of song.
Oh, okay. A social media song. A social media song. I shudder at the mere mention of the word song and social media in the same sentence.
Yeah, I know.
Jez Williams, number 8, for KR Sport, chasing down Pearson Bullock Carter. Well, I said about Jez Williams with the potential to move forward. It's been Pearson Bullock Carter, the only driver that's been able to make a move. Pearson up into 4th place, and this, you know, this could be a turning point for the Jackson Motorsport team. So, Jack Marshall started his team back in 2020, and I remember there's one or 2 drivers at Lid at the start of 2020. It was a new team, still sort of running out of the Strawberry Racing awning. And then Jackson, he's obviously branched out on his own. And like every team, you know, it takes time. There's going to be weekends where none of your drivers making out the repechage. Or the ones that do end up, you know, just wrapping it up around the post in the final. And just, you know, it goes badly.
Yeah.
And then there's slow improvements. And again, you know, Daniel Sabula's come across, Pearson Bullock Carter had come across. So drivers proven, you know, top runners. And slowly and surely those results are building. They got a win yesterday. And, well, I mean, Pearson Bullock Carter is 5 kart lengths away from a podium. However, even if Pearson can only stay where he is and finishes 4th, that is a springboard the entire team can, like, you know, get behind. And, you know, you're looking down, you've got Sabula in 13th place, but then you've got the likes of Mikey Porter in 22nd in this race, George Donald down in 33rd, but they can, that'll be a massive boost to them. You know, the whole team, hey, we got a top 5, you know, we got a top 5 finish. A podium obviously is what they strive for, but it's like, you know, it's the first time the team stay back for the podium presentation, so you can have a team shot on the podium.
Yeah.
You know, and this weekend could be a weekend the team look back in years to come to say that was the weekend that it all sort of started the ball rolling.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's always one of those nice feelings, isn't it, when you're starting to get
And I tell you what, Pearson's not done
level
yet.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's right behind now, isn't he? Vinnie Phillips. And Phillips has been... Well, he's been semi-strong this year. I mean, he's been strong in the second half of the year, definitely 100%. I don't know what's changed with himself and the team, whether or not they've tried some new setup changes or anything like that.
Vinny,
yeah.
he is hot and cold.
Yeah.
It's like, won his first heat yesterday, was like struggling to hold on to a place in the top 15 in the second heat.
Yeah.
Then, strong this morning, and just hasn't quite got Ethan Jeff Hall, checks over his shoulder to look. You know, strong result for Ethan Jeff Hall. That'll move him into the top 6 in the championship. Jez Williams, they're sitting in 5th position. Charlie Hart again in 6th. Hart, you know, it's getting a bit strung out now. There's Charlie Hart going through the S's. Behind Charlie Hart, called Carney, you know, overtaking is possible at this circuit because Kulkarni has gained probably more positions than any other driver this weekend, and he looks like he's going to come away with a top 10 finish. He's 7th at the moment. Then it is Clark, Linden and Sabula now into 10th place. So again, it's like suddenly there are 2 Jackson Motorsport karts in the top 10. Ollie Stevens runs 11th, leading privateer. Harry the Lion is 12th. Only is 13th, sorry, because he's just been passed by Joseph Rippin. Joseph Rippin from 24th to 12th in this race. So the MLC team have got their, got their dander up. And, I mean, Harry only 12 places worse off than your dad,
Yeah. Oh. Not going to live that one down on the drive home.
I very much doubt it. Or the plane home. Back to Dubai. Back to Dubai,
Well, the car to the airport.
Harry, let me introduce you to something called Spotify. You can listen to as Dan regales him.
Well, you can check out the Half-Life podcast on Spotify.
You could indeed. Leo Purchase from BKC Racing into top 16. Gabe Fairbrother from 34th to 14th. The GP plate holder, haven't seen that much of him after had a mechanical failure on the rolling lap. We've got 2 minutes to go. Evie Poulain has failed to finish. Harrison Crowther was running in the top 10, has now dropped back to 29th place. So, fortunate for Harrison Crowther. Looks like Reese Lomax has faded to 23rd place. Well, I mean, Reese is being looked at by Connor Mills. I know Connor's, Connor's bet half expecting a child towards the end of the season, so we're still going to see Connor, in the paddock to the end of the season. Then he's probably going to take a little bit of a time out, and quite rightly so.
Rightly so, yeah. And for about a week, I'd have thought.
Yeah. It doesn't stop crying. Give me some whinging karting parents.
Yeah.
So. And again, a perfect performance. Brandon Carr. Let's talk about the race leader. 2.1 seconds up the road. And this is inch perfect racing. Vinnie Phillips has sort of closed back in a little bit on Ethan Jeff Hall for second position. Bullock Carter 4/10 off Phillips in the battle for the final podium position. And Jez Williams holding on to the top 5. So, through Billy's point, there's someone travelling slowly in the back of the shot there, coming out of the horseshoe. And it's Brandon Carr easing it home. 45 seconds remaining. 45 seconds, ladies and gentlemen, until Anthony Jordan sings.
Harry Hannon,
it was Harry the Lion going slowly. Well, now he's 20 places worse off than his dad. I mean...
I never said I was actually going to sing as well, by the way.
But I have just announced it to the crowd.
Well, it's not happening.
Well, you said you were. You said there was a song you could sing. It was a social media song. You weren't going to tell me.
I said there was a song I could sing.
If you're going to leave me in anticipation, we're going to see it. So, Ollie Walker looking on directly in front of us. Jordan Chamberlain from KR Sport watching, keeping their fingers and toes crossed as Brandon Carr, who has been the picture of consistency this year, but has not stood at the top step of the podium yet. The clock strikes 0. Into top bend. He will see the last lap board next time around. There. Last lap board out. One more time. Around Billy's. Into the S's. Using those curbs beautifully. Just using the curbs to keep the kart turning. Hands hairpin, out of hands hairpin, used the camber to set himself up for run into the horseshoe. Famous corner names, a famous venue, and a famous first junior Rotax win for championship leader Brandon Carr. And Anthony Jordan turned his microphone off and started singing. Poor show. Brandon Carr, for the first time, it's been over 3 years since that driver there, Brandon Carr, won a round of the British Championship. The wait is over, and KR Sport put 2 drivers in the top 5. Second for Ethan Jeff Hall. Vinnie Phillips finishes third. Pearson Bullock Carter takes the best result in the British Championship for the Jacks Motorsport team, and Pearson 0.4 of a second away from the podium. Jez Williams in 5th. Charlie Hart is 6th and is now your new 3rd place driver in the championship. Aditya Kulkarni 7th. Neo Clark 8th. Harry Linden 9th, and Daniel Sabula rounds out the top 10, and that is Daniel's first top 10 of the year, and it's 2 Jacks Motorsport karts in the top 10. Then it's Ollie Stevens. Gabe Fairbrother gained 22 places in that race to finish in 12th. So while there was very little overtaking at the front, there was a lot of overtaking going on behind. Joseph Rippin is 13th, followed by Ewan Charman and Ben Folland. William Antrobus, Alex Duncan, Reg Hayward, Tommy Harfield and Harry Hannum round out your top 20 ahead of Jack Cooper, Reese Lomax, Mikey Porter, Reza Siamuthorn, Angus Scrivener, Gustav Uzakovs, Leo Purchase, Harrison Crowder, Stephen Duncan and Danny Shields, the last classified finisher. As the marshals, once again, a huge thank you to the Orange Army. The marshals, the most important people in the world of motorsport. Without the marshals giving up their free time, nobody could go racing. There is the race, sort of the restaurant area and race control building here at Clay Pigeon. A much more modern structure than what was first here. And okay, there are people on the live stream saying, oh, it's a bit of a boring race. No, it was just a different kind of race, and a new winner this year, but it's the championship leader, Brandon Carr, speaking to Anthony now.
Thank you very much, Henry. Yes, down in the, well, winner's circle area, Brandon Carr. Well, but you took your time.
Yeah, it's been a long time waiting.
Well, I mean, I think Henry worked out 2019. I think it was Kim Bolton in Miami Cadet was your last British Champs victory.
I can't even remember, it's been that long.
Well, neither could I wasn't even in the championship back then, but still, that's what he said. But yeah, I mean, congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, talk us through this weekend, because I mean, this weekend's been a pretty solid one for you. You know, you've shown great skill, you've shown great pace, but it was just nice to finally get that podium win, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been good. A bit of a struggle at the start of the weekend because we've not done much laps around here, but we seemed to get it together for the final and the heats and came out good.
Came out on top, but that's what we like to see, isn't it? Who'd you like to thank?
I'd like to thank my mum, my dad, Ollie Walker, everyone in KR, Ash, Louis, and just everyone who's helped me on the way, and all my family.
Well, we were saying you can't win a championship without winning a final, and you finally won a final, so congratulations this year. Well done.
Thank you.
Brilliant stuff there for Brandon Carr. Let's chat to second place. Ethan Jeff Hall, come on over. Ethan, take a stand here. Ethan, talk us through that one. It looked like a tough race, but second place, solid result.
Yeah, it's quite a good result. We've had 2 DNFs in the last round, so it's good to be back on the podium.
Yeah, definitely so. And I mean, Clay Pigeon, it's one of those tracks that it's like Marmite, you either love it or you hate it. What is it for you?
It's just an alright track. It's quite short, but it's a fun little circuit to race around.
Definitely so. And of course, a few rounds left in the championship this year. It's nearing the end. Are we still looking forward to the last couple of rounds?
Yeah, it's going to be tough and hopefully it should be good.
Who would you like to thank?
I'd like to say a massive thanks for Strawberry Racing, Cream Racing Engines, my mechanics Stack, Warwick Ringham, Paul Spencer, Fit for Performance, Andy Key, Fibre King and my parents.
Good stuff. Well, Ethan Jeff Hall, congratulations, P2.
Thank you very much.
Excellent stuff there. Let's chat to our third place man. What, Vinny? Vinny? All right, lad. Yeah, P3, it's all right?
Yeah, I'm happy with it. Done the best I could.
Yeah, no, solid weekend. I mean, Clay, again, tough old circuit, but you've shown good pace around here this weekend. And I mean, it's been a tough one. It's been a tough kind of season, really, as well, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's been tough. Yeah, it has been tough, to be fair.
I mean, 2019 or 2020, I should say. You know, you were Minimax champion this year. Mini-X. Oh, get it right. Yeah, give me a slap on the head. Blame Henry for that. He told me it was Minimax. No, he didn't. Anyway, third place again, solid result. But are we looking forward to the rest of the season still?
Yeah, I'm very excited for the rest of the season. See how it pans out.
Brilliant stuff. Anyone you'd like to thank?
I'd like to thank Strawberry, Cream Engines, and my mechanic, and everyone else who's supported me.
Well, congratulations, P3 Vinnie Phillips.
Thank you.
Now we look ahead to the Junior Rotax podium here at Clay Pigeon, and finishing in third place for Strawberry Racing, it's Vinnie Phillips. Well done. Now, this next driver, the only driver who's getting messages of support from people watching from Kurdistan in Iraq this weekend. Also for Strawberry Racing, your runner-up, Ethan Jeff Hall. Yeah, I adjust that hat. It doesn't go over the ears. No. Notice that Vinny's head is quite big enough.
Oh yeah, chin.
Not giving compliments. There we go. Now we're smiling.
One side so I can see your sponsors. Without the number one, because you didn't win. Well done.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, your winner today not only is the championship leader, but it's his first win in the British Championships since he was a cadet way back in May of 2019. Representing KR Sport, it's Brandon Carr. And his winning mechanic, Ollie Walker. Sorry, Ollie, I know you've given about 87 podiums this year, but none of them been on the top step, but now you get a medal. Oh, proud. Well done. The championship fight now, the last rounds will be pretty much between Brandon and Vinny. So one more smile for Mr. Walker. Oh, sorry. Ladies and gentlemen, Ollie Walker prepared a speech. Oh, he's run off. Oh. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the podium presentation here at Clay Pigeon. Thank you very much for joining us. Firstly, I know you've got team photos to do, but firstly, we need Gary and Tina from JAG and our new ticket winner, Daniel Minto, and his team for the official photograph for Rotax. We will see you at Kimbolton in a couple of weeks. Have a safe drive home. Thank you very much.